got a new show for you today. Got a damn good show for you today. You can see it's time to change, oh bitch. Time to change, oh bitch. Well, anywho. Fiora's here. Let me deal with a few minutes, and then I'll decide if I want to deal with you. Fiora?
Sorry, hold on, I'm being interrupted.
Okay. Alright, well, while we're waiting for that... Whatever she wants.
As always, I like to start off with a sillier question. Dave, what's the hardest band you know?
You really don't want to ask that question.
I suppose. There's no need to answer
tell you what,
this.
I'll give you a PC answer. I'll go with Slipknot.
That's a very good one. I actually almost got a chance to see them in concert, but then the drummer OD'd backstage, so they did not end up performing for us.
I saw them third row when they were in the third tent of a 93X show.
Oh, that sounds like a really good time.
Yeah, it was one of about 300 people.
Yeah, wow. Oh my gosh. Do you have any like souvenirs from that?
Nope.
What's your favorite book and why?
Don't have a favorite book.
Oh, interesting.
Because the
Okay.
answer changes daily or half or twice daily or even 3 times daily.
Why do you have a wall of lesbians?
Well, I think it's nice to give somebody something pleasant to look at while I'm taking a piss.
Yes, I understand that. But why lesbians? There's all kinds of, I mean, just individual models being
okay,
hot.
Fine. If you really want to break it down, it's because I'm a straight male and the image of 2 women kissing is erotic to me.
Nice. What's your body count?
None of your fucking business.
I'll tell you mine.
I don't care.
Fair enough. It is not any of my fucking business. And you are at no obligation to answer any of my questions as per the usual.
Good, considering you're on my show.
Have you ever performed a field sobriety test?
You mean, have I ever been pulled over by the cops and been asked to do so?
Well, I mean, technically, yes. I've performed a field sobriety test as a child, though, but that was like a here's what it's like to be pulled over.
Have I ever done that? No.
What is the color of butter?
Generally white. However, due to different dietary patterns, apparently it can take on a golden, if not yellow, color.
Okay. Have you tried golden butter before?
No.
Me neither.
I go with Amish butter, which is white.
Okay. Did you love the game Dream Daddy?
No, actually, I remember playing that. I think for 1 or 2 games and beers. And being so fucking bored by it, I was like, look, I mean, I think I even remember yelling out, can we just get to the gay fucking sex? Like, I got fairly far into it, and you're still dating some... I'm still casually chit-chatting with other men with my biracial daughter that apparently her mother is dead.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I've only seen like little cut down edits of you playing the game, but every time that I saw it, it seemed like you were kind of into it.
I
Like you were
wasn't
enjoying the
into it.
experience.
I wasn't into it. I was just kind of like, well, Jesus Christ, can we get to the gay sex? So at least I know where this game's going. I mean, and when I stopped playing it, we hadn't gotten to shit. I wasn't even
Mhm.
dating anyone.
Are you sure that there was eventually gay sex in there and it wasn't just about dating?
Jesus Christ, I hope so for all they put me through. And
Okay,
I'm not
fair.
even turned on by it, but I'd like to have that as a reward at the end of the game.
Hmm. Did you only play it because you were paid to?
No, I was not paid to play that game. Or, I was not paid to play that game.
Okay. Then how did you end up stumbling across it? Did you just hear about it online or something?
Just because a bunch of assholes were saying that I'm homophobic, blah blah blah. This is when I actually took shit like that seriously. By the way, this is what basically proved it to me to be a great big scam. And I played Dream Daddy for for 2 sessions, 6 hours, and I'm not even in a fucking friends with benefit situation with another man.
So you don't consider yourself to be homophobic then?
I'm not.
Okay. All right.
And I defy you and all the fuckers that are on your side, all the little jackasses in my camp. Please give me examples of when I have been homophobic, racist, or whatever else you jackasses like to call me with.
Well, there's a particular slur that you like to use that
Oh,
I
what
think
does it rhyme with maggot?
indeed.
Oh, well, geez, I don't use that to describe a group of people. I only use that to describe a very specific human being. And two, I have used that particular word against straight men. Will Wheaton is as straight as they come, yet he is as maggoty as they come.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Because to me, the word has nothing to do with being homosexual. To me, the
What
word means asshole.
in what way is I think you said Will Wheaton an asshole?
Because he's a complete fucking limp-wristed prick.
The limp-wristed part.
Does not
No.
mean gay. Don't, no. There's plenty of straight guys that are limp-wristed. You've seen Prince.
Okay.
I mean,
If you
there's my
had to pick, who would you rather hang out with, Jake or Sarah?
Jake. He's the one I have the beef with.
Oh, would you be hanging out with him or would you like be boxing him?
Boxing, hanging out, putting this shit to bed. I don't care what you want to call it, but no, if I had to pick between the two, Jake, because with Sarah I'd be worried I'd get a fucking blowjob and then have to go to the hospital.
Did you realize if she has something, then so would he, right? There's a connection between the two. I
Yeah,
assume
but
you're
I'm not
talking
gonna
about
sleep with
STDs.
Jake. That's the fucking joke, sweetheart.
Okay, so you win the lottery. Now what do you do?
Live on a desert island and none of you motherfuckers will ever see me again.
Yeah. Would you like buy your own island or would you try to find one that's already populated so you can have all of the like people bringing you alcohol on the beach type of thing?
Oh no, I'd probably stick to a semi-populated one.
Mm-hmm. Who do you hate more? Kino Casino or Jake?
Considering I have no idea who the fuck Kino Casino is, I'm gonna have to go with Jake. Let's be honest, Fiera. You're sitting here, you're spending your Friday night with me when you should be out with your husband or a possible new boyfriend, and you're wallowing it away with me.
Well, for me, it's only 3 in the afternoon. This is a perfectly decent way for me to be spending my afternoon. This is how I prefer to be spending my afternoon. Talking to you is fascinating.
Keep racking up the L's then, sweetheart.
Thank you. I will do so. Do you think that grown-ups deserve gender-affirming care?
Anyone over the age of 18 can live their lives as they see fit within reason.
Within reason can be a lot of different things, so that's fair.
Okay, basically, an 18-year-old can't decide to go on gender-affirming care and then enroll in the women's athletics at a college.
Okay. I don't really find it necessary to jump into that particular topic too deeply on this.
Okay, wait, whoa. Okay, do you think men are stronger than women?
I think that stronger people are stronger than weak people, and I think I've met a lot of weak men and a lot of strong women.
No, men are stronger than women, yes or no? You only
Yes.
have 2 options. Yes or no, are men stronger than women?
We'll go with yes if I have to choose between the two. Sure.
Exactly,
Testosterone
and
makes
stronger
stronger.
by quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you think a woman can overpower a man?
Depending on the woman, yes.
Then
Depending on the man,
idiot.
yes. If I were to put a professional boxer up against,
please
say,
explain to me why 80 to 90% of the victims of rape are women. If women can overpower men, shouldn't they be able to fight them off?
I said depending on the woman and depending on the man. I think what you're trying
Basically, what you're saying is your average woman and almost every other woman in the group are fucked if they are faced in a physical confrontation with an average man or every other man under the group. Yes, are there going to be women that can overpower men? Yeah. There are those exceedingly rare exceptions. But like it or not, that is my big hiccup when it comes to shit like the trans things in women's sports. Men are physically superior to women.
Okay. So my problem with women's sports and trans people's participation is the women's sports part, but not in the way that you're thinking. I just don't think that we should be separated by gender.
Wait. So you think we should all compete together?
I think that we should probably separate by weight class or perhaps skill class.
Oh my fucking God. You cannot be this stupid.
I think it depends on the sport, considering my sport of choice has nothing to do.
A 135-pound woman can fight a 135-pound man, and it's going to be a fair fight.
It depends on the sport. Yes.
Okay, let's go with boxing. I have news for you, sweetheart. It's not.
Okay.
You're going to get women killed.
Doubt it.
Yes,
I think the women know what they're doing.
A 135-pound man hits harder than any 135-pound woman.
But she's also going to be able to dodge faster. Also, if they're in the same weight class, then they probably have similar muscle mass.
Look, you can have this little fairy tale world, but at the end of the day, there's a reason your gender is protection. My gender is or your gender is nurture. My gender is protection. Whether you like it or not. If I put a 135-pound man in the boxing ring with a 135-pound woman, she would have about 3 minutes before she is knocked completely the fuck out.
Make a habit of protecting people, do you? Listen, my sport of choice is not separated by weight or gender. We just go at each other. So I don't see much of a
What is your
problem
sport of
in
choice?
I fence.
Fencing, at least at the Olympic level, is separated by sex.
Only at the Olympic level, and that's because of formalities. Every other
No,
time,
it's
we're just
because
fencing each other.
men have greater hand-eye coordination, and I'm just saying.
That's so not true.
Yes, it is. Hell, do you want to know something funny? They even tried this with esports, an all-girl team, and guess what? The all-girl team got smoked, destroyed, ended.
Okay. Are
And
you
that
saying
was
that
in the
even
fucking video
esports should
game
be
world.
separated by gender? You think esports should be separated by
Yes,
gender?
because they tried to have an all-girl team and they got destroyed. Men have quicker reflexes.
I would want more than one single bit of
Well,
data
considering
for.
the fact that they
Oh,
dominated everything else and then they got up to the tippy top level and were destroyed. Yeah.
okay.
And they were playing with the same
I
equipment
understand
as
that
the
you're feeling
boys.
very passionate about the subject, but it has become increasingly
No,
more
it's
difficult for
because
me to finish any
I want
sentence.
everything to be fair.
No, the issue that I'm having right now is that I can't manage to finish a sentence. You've interrupted me constantly. I would just like for you to please do it a little less. Thank you.
Well, have something that makes sense and then I won't interrupt, or have something that I can interrupt with and destroy you immediately with, then I won't interrupt.
I simply think at this
But
point,
if you're gonna sit here and just spout crap, well, then yeah, I'm going to interrupt.
you're being louder than me, and you're not letting me speak to the end of a sentence. I'm simply asking for manners.
You're in my world. Welcome
Yes.
to it, sweetheart.
This is a place that you wanted me in. I can happily walk out if you would like to finish the
If you would
conversation
like to walk
early.
out, that is certainly your right.
No, I
Always
would like to
has
be
been.
interrupted less.
You can, again, you can leave anytime you want. That is certainly your right. But if you're going to engage, you're going to do it under my rules.
And I will
Because
continue to have my boundaries.
I
Thank you,
am
Dave.
done having to listen to diatribes
That's
of
fair
idiots
and very
just
valid.
of idiots just elongating a point that I already disproved.
What are your thoughts on ACAB?
The hell is ACAB?
All cops are bastards.
Oh, well, it's a completely stupid point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, somebody breaks into your house tonight. Who are you calling?
The police, surely.
Exactly. I'm sure
Will they be stopping the robbery? Or will they
I'm
be...
sure they're happy to stop somebody that calls all cops are bastards.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that they should still be required to help somebody who believes that all cops are bastards?
Yes, I do.
Good. I'm glad that we can agree
But
on
I
that
also
too.
don't think they should get there at their, I think they should maybe take their time, get a hot dog before they do.
Interesting. Do you think
Well,
that
you're
that
also
will...
the one that is against the Second Amendment and doesn't want people to be able to protect themselves. So,
You and I
who
have
do you
never had a
call,
conversation on guns.
sweetheart?
This is a gun conversation, right? You and I have never talked about guns together, so you don't know my opinion on them.
What are your opinion on guns? What rights should we have as citizens?
I think it is good for people to learn with guns, especially at a younger age when they are maybe like teenager-ish, getting some training with guns, getting gun safety courses, gun protection courses, gun maintenance courses in general. But also I think that should go along with like first aid education, because if you're going to
What
be
do
handling a
you
weapon
think
like
about?
that.
Hold on, let me just speed you up a couple of chapters. What do you think about people owning fully automatic rifles? Yay or nay?
It seems a tad excessive.
I would say absolutely not. Every single American citizen should have the ability to own whatever the military has, as was the vision of our founding fathers.
Hmm.
Well,
But did they have a vision of
and
the
I can
guns that?
prove it, by the way. The right to own a cannon, which was the most powerful destructive force of the day.
That is very interesting, and it seems like you should talk to people who have bigger opinions on guns than me. I think that learning how to use them and having them is acceptable, but I think that more people should be required to learn how to use them, and more people should be
Do
required
you
how to
believe it
learn
is
first
perfectly
aid.
fine? Do you believe it is perfectly fine for a homeowner to shoot somebody that breaks into their home?
Are we shooting to kill?
Shoot to kill, shoot to injure, I don't care which.
It's their right, but it's not one that I would use.
Okay, so it's not one that you would use. So you just let these people rob you blind?
My stuff is insured. So long as nobody's getting hurt in the process, I'm fine with my stuff going missing. It would be unfortunate, and I might feel a bit upset, but certainly I
Oh
have
my
therapy.
god.
Pardon me, I'm getting a phone call.
All right, I'm gonna take a little. She has a phone call. I'm gonna take a little break. Let me ask you a few questions. You've had my attention for your questions. Let me ask you a question. What do you
Mhm.
feel about welfare fraud and abuse? Like a mom that is clearly just gaming the system.
The system is already stacked against her, meaning that she's kind of in a position of being screwed from the moment of being born. I think that abusing a system that
How?
is abusing her is
How?
okay. Pay gating survival necessities.
Okay, then please explain to me why a lot of these welfare moms have multiple baby daddies.
Because they're genuinely just attempting to have good relationships with people.
Oh. So, the fact that they were the ones that decided to let that guy nut in them without protection while they were ovulating.
I don't keep track of my ovulation. If I'm a smash, I'm a smash.
Jesus fucking Christ. And then expecting all of us to pick the bill up for it.
Well, actually, no. I suspect that I'm going to be spending way more money, even if I have the child 100% of the time and I'm getting 100% of child support and he's actually keeping up with his bills, which I don't suspect my baby daddy to keep up with his bills if I were to ask for child support from him, which I would never in a million years even try to ask him for it. I don't suspect.
But you're asking for the American taxpayer to do it.
No, I don't. I
This
don't
is why
get
I have
welfare
no
either.
sympathy nor empathy for people that are bitching and complaining they now have to work 30 hours a week to get their food stamps and welfare benefits.
Well, it's odd actually. Before, if you were working more, your welfare benefits would actually be taken away from you. So, I know a lot of people that were kind of frustrated that they weren't allowed to earn money and that they were kept, like they weren't even allowed disability. I have a sister on disability, and she's not allowed to have a savings account with more than $2,000 in it. That really sucks. That
Yeah,
means she'll never own
right.
property.
Is
She'll
it
never have
right?
a safety net.
Really? So you're on the government dole. Your sister's on the government dole.
Oh no, no,
At some point,
I am
this
not.
does
I'm
become
not on a government
fraud.
dole. I don't have any government
All
assistance. I
right.
don't know
Well,
why you think I
why
do.
is your sister on the government dole? If you don't mind me asking, if you don't want to respond, that's fine.
She has a disability. That is the extent of what I am comfortable with sharing.
Well, unfortunately, that's a blanket term. I have a
Mhm.
disability because I'm a male that's 5'6". Believe it or not, that is a recognized disability.
That's very funny. I'm doing fine
sure
on
I
my
can
own.
find at least 5 or 6 on me, sweetheart.
Disabilities?
Yeah.
Okay. But you wouldn't see a doctor for any of them, would you?
No, because they're not actually disabilities. They're just inconveniences.
Okay. Well, if you don't find yourself disabled by them, do they count as disabilities?
Doesn't matter. Under the law, they do, sweetie.
Okay, but in order to be diagnosed with a disability, a
All I
doctor
have to
usually.
do is have my doctor say I have it, whether it affects my life or not is immaterial. All I
Well,
have to
now
have is a doctor's note saying I have it.
that's not on disabilities, that's on doctor fraud.
No, I could legitimately medically have it, causing him to write said note, but it doesn't affect my ability to earn as an able-bodied adult.
Okay. Well, in my sister's case, her disability definitely impacts her ability to earn as an able-bodied adult.
Well, then fine. She's fucked. We gotta help her out.
I feel like citizens are abused when our basic survival needs are pay gated as well, though.
Do you think a family of 4 needs $4,000 a month in food stamps? That's a mom and
No.
3 children. No. Okay, well, that's what they're currently giving. Do you think a mom should have her food stamps taken away if she's caught in the Walmart parking lot dumping
My phone
out
is ringing, dear. I do have to answer
$80?
this one.
All right, go ahead. It means I'm winning. Dum 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 dum.
You think my phone ringing means that you're winning?
Generally, a mom that's dumping $80 worth of soda into the Walmart parking lot drain to get $16 worth of cash on the cans is committing welfare fraud or not?
Hmm. I would probably categorize that as some form of fraud, yes.
Oh, great. Well, she's the vast majority that you're fighting for.
I don't think that that's how much people are getting on their EBT, though. As a person who received it, my numbers were never that high.
Well, it's high enough for some people. And also, she apparently is the only woman to produce 6 disabled children. But then again,
Mm.
we've used the definition of disability to mean things that aren't actually disabled. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're dyslexic, you're not disabled.
It is a learning disability.
You're right, it's a learning disability, but you can have a job. Hell,
Um,
there's probably dyslexic people in our government.
there's absolutely dyslexic people in
Hell,
our
there's an
government.
autistic person auditing our government.
There are loads of autistic people doing loads
No,
of
I'm talking
amazing
about Elon
things.
Musk.
I I knew who you were talking about. I just am not impressed with one particular autistic person's ability to be, I don't know, a raging racist.
Well, he's not a raging racist. He's going after everybody. Can
Okay.
you actually define for me what racist means? What does racist mean?
Um,
And
look,
also, before you answer, can can a black person be racist against a white person?
there's a knock at my door. I don't believe that we're going to be able to have an uninterrupted conversation for the rest of the time, so I think this might actually be a good time to call it. Declare yourself victor, O Lord of Patriarchy.
You know what? That's it. I'm just going to cut you off and give you a mercy killing. Good night, Fiera.
Good night, Dave.
And good night, everyone else. Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling a little froggy or if I'm feeling a little whatever, but it don't matter. Alright. Alright, Dagaresh. By the way, I would like to point out before you speak, if after we have talked and I have not given you permission to speak, and I see your name for 1 second, the whole thing comes down. It's over.
Hold on.
Okay?
So what do you
No,
what do you mean by
no,
that?
no, no, no. We're not at the end
What?
of this yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you agree with these terms? Yes or no, that once I leave you alone, you will fuck off and just be a listener of said broadcast?
You mean not pop back in like other people do?
Yes, not pop in like other people do, which would cause me to kill the broadcast.
Have I ever done that to you?
Yes, you have.
No, I have not. Dave,
Yes, you.
no. When I leave, I leave. I don't come back in.
I don't give a damn whether you have or not. Do you
Dave?
agree to the terms? Yes or no?
Yes.
The only.
So I actually want to have a little talk with you, just a friendly chat, not a fight. So you said you studied World War II, right? I want to have a friendly talk about it.
All right.
So I actually am curious. What do you think was the best tank of World War II? Not your favorite, but what do you think was the best? And then I'll give mine, and we'll just have a back and forth.
I actually have no opinion on the tanks of World War II because that wasn't the area of my study.
What was your area of your study? I'm curious.
Basically, the major overlying factors of World War II, the political movements, the this, the that, and everything else.
Okay.
I have a bit of armament knowledge, but nothing that specific. The only thing I know is Hitler started the invasion of Poland September 1st, 1939, and by about May of 1940, he was running out of fuel or petrol.
Oh, pretty much.
Or whatever you want to call it. That's why he focused his invasion of Russia and all that area to the south in the Caucasus.
Yeah, and Fall Blau was his last chance and last attempt at doing anything. It was a case of he knew that he had to take the Caucasus to get the oil, and that was actually where the war finally. Well, it was already turning against him, but it was the opinions that it turned.
It didn't matter. Hitler, even if he had taken the Caucasus, he had no chance of winning the war.
Gearing up for a strike.
Barbarossa was effective because of communism, not anything else.
Well, that partially because of Stalin's purges, but also because Stalin moved a lot of his troops to the front.
Not the purges, just the system of government, the system of production.
I mean, it's also the reason why Hitler's area failed too. All the nepotism and all.
Hitler was a socialist, so yeah.
We're not going into that, Dave.
Fails.
We are not going into that. We've already had that discussion.
Hitler was a socialist.
No, he was not.
Yes, he was.
Dave. I don't want to go in.
Socialist Workers
Okay, Dave.
Party?
Dave, and the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea is a Democratic People's Republic. A name is a name. It doesn't mean anything. Please, let's stick to something that we have in common.
Look how well the Democratic Peoples of North Korea are living their lives on another
Dave, I'm wanting to keep to a friendly conversation. I'm not wanting to get into an argument that you lose.
The idea that I could lose an argument to you is laughable to me as well.
Oh my God.
Flying machines.
Dave, I'm wanting to keep it to a friendly discussion. Not to get into an argument.
The only arguments you've ever won against me are the ones in your own mind.
Dave, then why'd you run from me on the ozone layer discussion?
Because I had no desire to talk to you.
Because you were wrong on the that was one of our first discussions.
No. I had no desire to talk to you. See, this is the thing. You guys think you have some sort of right or whatever, I don't know what it's called, to come and talk to me. No. I talk to you at my pleasure. And
Dave,
when
I
my
am gonna.
pleasure isn't there, then guess what? You people don't talk to me.
Dave, I am gonna note. I've been trying this whole conversation to keep it to something that we can have a good conversation with. I'm trying to keep it away from an
And
argument, and
again,
you're trying to bring it back to an
I can
argument.
have it any way I wish because this is my channel.
Okay? You keep saying that I don't have good conversations with you, but every time I try to do it, you keep bringing it to an argument. I just want a talk. I don't want to have an
Because you
argument.
bring up inflammatory points that have to be countered.
Dave, literally all I said was that the Stalin's troops on the front line was part of what made Barbarossa worse, and you made it political. And I said I don't want to go political about it, and you're making it that way.
You cannot make an argument that Stalin's troops were ill-equipped without bringing up the fact of the fallacy of communism.
Dave, that's a problem with authoritarianism. Authoritarian regimes,
Oh
left
my
or right.
God.
Hold on, Dave, listen to me for a second.
Okay,
Author-
under Nicholas Alexander, they had basically had the same fucking problem. Under World War
Dave.
I.
Dave, yes, and Tsardom is also just another form of authoritarianism. Authoritarianism
So wait,
in general.
everything
Hold on,
sucked under Tsardom, everything sucked under
Dave?
communism. Why do you continue to
Dave.
fight for it?
I've not said I'm a communist. What I'm saying right now is this.
Oh, fine, socialist, which is what Hitler was.
Dave.
Great.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
I've not said it.
The National Socialist Workers' Party. That's the Nazi party.
And Dave, America's a republic, right?
Yes.
So we have the exact same government as the People's Republic of North Korea.
No.
But
Because
it's republic.
we're a constitutional republic. They're not.
But they said they're a republic, therefore they're all the same.
No,
Dave,
because you
I'm
say
trying
you're
to stick
something
to a
doesn't
point.
mean you're the same. I can say I'm a goddamn multi-platinum winning Grammy artist. Doesn't mean I'm getting Kid Rock's money.
And Hitler joined the National Socialist Party and took it over and turned it away from socialists. You just made my own point.
Not. No.
Yes, he did.
Nazis were totally socialists.
So, Dave, what socialist
Whether you
policies?
like it or not.
Dave, what socialist policies did Hitler put out? What socialist policies did Hitler put out?
Seizing of a shit ton of private property, for one.
That's socialism is about trying to make sure everyone is helped. Something like the public roads in the U.S. is a socialist policy.
Yeah, paid for by tax dollars. But the rich pay far more for the upkeep of the road than do any of the poor or working class.
Because the rich have it. Like, the reason why things like Amazon are supposed to pay more in tax.
I'm sick of this. Do you have a point or a question to ask me?
I was just wanting to have a friendly chat because you say I can't, and you're not letting me have one.
You know what? What do you have? What do you want to ask me?
So, are you seeing that I'm actually trying to have a friendly discussion?
No, I do not, because you are still denying basic facts.
Dave, I have studied a lot more about.
I'm done with this, and I've studied it a lot longer than you, boy.
Boy, what a fucking hilarity. I am not a boy to you.
How old are you?
It's not a matter of age, it's a matter of...
You're a boy. Alright, I'll admit him. What?
So, why do you think it's so easy to get on disability in our country?
Because it is.
Okay, what's the process to get disability?
Well, before you bring this up, what is your expertise on getting on disability? Are you on disability?
I'm so glad you asked. I have letters from the 90s, from when my mother tried to get me on it when I was so sick. I have letters from Strom Thurmond.
Really? You do.
Yeah.
Strom Thurmond was dead, my dude. And
no, he wasn't.
I think it was 90. Strom Thurmond?
He was still in office on April 22nd, 1997, because I have a letter written by him.
Really?
I'm looking at the letter, dipshit.
You got a letter penned by him. Penned by him.
It's a letter from his office.
His office. In what, 1996?
April 2nd, 1997.
And you're not just...
You're going to be a pedantic little bitch and
you're
just
not just
get out of this conversation? Is that what you're trying to do?
You're not just taking advantage of a geriatric senator that would die 4 years later?
My mother wrote the letter when I was 1.5 years dying in the hospital.
Well, when I was about 13 hours old, I was dying in the hospital, and my mother penned no such
You don't
letter.
have a chronic, you did not have a chronic illness for that reason that you have for your entire life.
You sure about that?
I don't
Sure
care
about
if you
that?
do.
You sure about that? Sure about that?
What do you have a
boy?
heart? You have a little heart mama?
You know what I think you are? I think you're just a little fat boy that found somebody that probably...
Dave, you look
that
like a
looked
fucking
like-
pregnant
you
woman.
You look like somebody that bullied you in high school, and you get one up on me, and it failed.
You feel bullied?
No, I don't.
Okay, do you want to continue the conversation?
But no, I think I look like somebody that bullied you in high school, and you think he could get a one up on me.
Dave, you're like 15 years older than me. We wouldn't have interacted. I hope you weren't at my high school. Are we going to continue the conversation, or are you going to be a pedantic little bitch?
Are you?
Well, I'm trying to fucking prove that disability is not so easy to get on, but you don't
yes, it
care.
is. Yes,
Okay,
it
what is the process? Explain the process to me.
Well, let's see.
Start to finish.
Let's see. Your mom was able to get you, an able-bodied individual.
Dave, I have chronic blood cancer. How is that healthy?
Unless
How
I'm
is
beating
how
up on a
Dave,
cripple.
no.
Unless I've been
Actually,
beating
no.
up on a
No,
Shut
stop
the
talking.
fuck up! Unless I have been beating up on a cripple.
How am I perfectly healthy if I have chronic blood cancer?
Shut up!
Why are you being such a little bitch?
Shut
Why don't you
up!
listen?
You know what? You're done. Good, he took himself out. I didn't have to. Obviously, he matured into a fully functional man. Why do we need to fund his childhood?
What, you don't want to talk about kids with cancer because your little friend you never knew died and you're fucking still talking about it 40 years later?
And you want to shut the fuck up? And follow my rules, bitch?
Fine. Do you want to continue the conversation?
Not fucking really, asshat.
Well, because you're a little bitch? Yeah, I know.
Oh, really?
Yes,
You're the
really.
one that ran away, bitch.
Oh, because you were going to kick me? That's so much better?
No, I was not.
You said, "I'm
I
done."
was asking you to calm the fuck down and shut the fuck up and listen to me.
All right. Then explain the process to get disability in this country. I'll mute myself.
You go to the welfare office, you go to the Social Security office, you claim yourself or your dependent on disability, you get disability. And if it's more complicated than that, I really don't give a sauteed rat's ass.
You know 95%
I
of
don't
disability
really
claims
give a
get denied the
sauteed
first time?
rat's ass. I don't care. How's that?
Yeah, because you're a lonely
You have
little
anything
man who
else to
gets
say?
drunk and
You have anything
screams.
else in defense of that? I don't care. Because most people are able-bodied. Most people can have a job.
Well, some of us have trouble doing that.
Oh,
And
like you?
Just because you don't like it
talked to you,
doesn't
motherfucker.
mean...
I know you're able-bodied.
Oh, I'm... Okay, how am I able-bodied?
I've talked to you. I've seen you.
Oh, you've seen me?
Yeah.
Okay, what is seeing me?
You're able-bodied.
Can you tell I'm not disabled?
No, you're perfectly fine. Get up and get a job.
Dave, do you want to see my blood results? Because they're all my white blood cells are at
I don't
0.
give a fuck what your blood cell is. Get a job at McDonald's part-time. Do 30 hours a week, then I'll give you disability.
Well, it's not up to you, you big crybaby.
Well, it is up to Trump, and he just made that mandatory, bitch.
What? You're fucking breaking up because you're freaking out, man.
Donald Trump just made it mandatory. You have to do 30 hours a week to receive your fucking benefits.
That's
and
not
I
true.
am so fucking happy for it.
That's literally just something you made up off the
Yes,
top of your head.
No, that is not true.
You made it up.
No,
David.
that is true.
Can I see where he said that?
Not a problem.
No, not a problem. Oh, by the way, you said the other day that there were kids killing themselves for being bullied for being Trump supporters. Where did that happen?
Probably someplace at somewhere.
Probably someplace. So you made it up. Oh, by the way, do you want to see the gun I have in the room since you say we don't like guns? I know, it's hard to type stuff in. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Rumpa dum 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 rumpa dum 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 dum.
Here we go. This is right from the SNAP benefits.
Dave, that's food stamps. That's not disability.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It does. Those are two different programs.
Oh, great. So you get to be a lazy fat fuck.
Dave, I'm not on disability.
Oh, you're not? Well, you constantly fight for it. Why do you
Yeah,
fight
because
for
people
it?
with disabilities should be taken care of and not left to die.
No, I don't care.
I know you don't care because
you literally said you're on it yourself. I remember you saying that.
I was on it when I was a baby. Because of the blood cancer I had that is chronic.
Really. And what are you now?
What am I now? I'm an adult. I was a baby. I'm an adult now.
And you're working?
Well, you don't tell anybody what you do for a living, so I'm not going to tell you what I do for a living.
I don't tell you what I do for a living because I know your fat ginger ass would actually probably try to get me fired.
Dave, people already know where you work. They've already got videos of you saying slurs and stuff ready to send off to your HR. It's just a matter of time.
Then why don't they do it?
That's up to them. I'm not involved in that.
We've had this conversation for a year, so I sincerely doubt their threats.
I mean, you can believe it all you want. That's fine. Why'd you lie about the size and price of your house, by the way?
Didn't.
Yeah, you did. I looked it up on Zillow. You live on 0.3 acres. It's not whatever you said.
Well, then Zillow, my dear,
the house, and you said what year did you buy
trash,
that house? By the way,
dude, was wrong.
What year did you buy that house?
I'm not answering anything from you. In fact, I'm fucking done with you.
Oh, so you're scared? We can talk about guns if you want. You want to see the gun I have in my room since I hate guns so much?
You're done. And remind me later to never let him back in. I gave him one last chance, and yeah. Same thing as this jackass. You know what? Same thing as that jackass. Hello, Power Falcon.
Hold on. Dave, there are a few questions and topics I wish to discuss.
Good.
First is, what did I do to you 2 days ago? Was my request. Okay.
Nothing. If I gave a thing like you did, no, that was performative performance.
Okay. Okay. Are you going to be able to finish it or what?
I'll probably find a way to finish it sooner rather than later. I really have to pee right now, though.
Okay, I can wait. Just to tell you, the resort video guide the video that I showed you, it's not all that expensive if ever Hobeth. Just to let you know. But the second question I was going to ask was, is it possible for requests to be for a certain date?
You know what? Just to stop. I'm gonna have to say no on that one.
Okay. Commercials from Louisiana for Mardi Gras, and then some Irish commercials for St. Patrick's Day.
You can still send me to them, but the obligation to hold me to a specific date, that's something I'm not going to give up.
Okay.
In truth, I don't know. Look, I have some other people.
Right. All right, look, once I get the videos all ready, I'll send them to you.
All right.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Hello, Dave. I wanted to mention just a couple of things.
I would like to point out I'm still not in any better of a mood.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fair. I did not bring my A game, but I appreciate you doing this call-in session anyway. I wanted to ask about how much money it would take for you to appear on someone else's show.
How much money would it take you to appear on Joe Rogan's podcast or to be in a room with Donald Trump?
I don't know. I would accept a few thousand.
You have your answer then.
All right. What if I can get that for you?
Doesn't matter. It's a silly question. Let's move on.
Well, actually, that's pretty much the only thing that I had wanted to ask you, since the rest of my questions are better in a set instead of on their own. But this is one that I wanted to make sure would be, asked to you.
Let me ask you a question, sweetheart.
Ask away.
You have a president that right now is fighting to ultimate goal, end your taxes, or B, significantly decrease your tax burden as a self-employed woman. Why are you still against Donald Trump?
Because I don't mind paying taxes if it means that my fellow man is going to lead a better life.
Except we have had your entire life of this deal that if we give money to the government, they're going to help people out. And it hasn't happened dick out.
But you've been complaining about people taking advantage of welfare and disability and stuff. Isn't that part of...
I have. But then again,
those
programs on their own haven't helped dick. So please
aren't they helping the actual...
So please explain to me why you feel the need that you should honestly pay more taxes.
Because I think that taxes can be allocated in ways that do benefit people, maybe in more efficient ways than they have been up until this point.
They haven't been before this point. They're not going to be before this point. If Donald Trump gets a hold of him, you've maintained that he's going to fuck them all up. So why, my dear, are you still good paying taxes for bullshit?
As a self-employed person,
you literally have said that they explain it to me. I don't get this. I don't get why. Especially people like you, single business owners, are not welcoming Trump with open arms.
Yeah, because it's not intended to benefit me as much as it is intended to benefit the larger corporations that can
It'll
afford
benefit
to
you!
swallow me whole.
And those larger corporations will still pay their fair share into billions of tax dollars, my sweetheart.
Well, my taxes have gone fairly well, and I am curious to see how my taxes will go under Trump over the next couple of years.
Well, I
And
just got
I'm
done with my taxes as a small business owner of a video game reselling business, and holy shit!
holy shit, yes. Did you get a good chunky return, or did you owe a lot
No,
of
my
taxes?
chunky return got destroyed by Democrat tax law. So
I think maybe you need help filing your taxes because
I have
got
the
back
best.
I got back a pretty chunky return.
Well, it was wildly. Regardless.
Is there anything else from you?
No, just a little bit, little bit from you.
Hmm?
Nah. Ah, the hell with it.
Hmm. I'm confused. Can you elaborate in your thoughts?
Well, I had stories and other things pulled, but I had to close them as the bandwidth got used. So I suppose it doesn't generally matter what I had pulled, but I'm curious. What do you feel about $50,000 going to Crimea for a transgender comic book?
This is the first I'm hearing of it, but that doesn't sound too bad. It sounds like it could be
Really?
beneficial for a lot of suffering teens who
Really?
need more characters
Really?
that they can relate to in media.
Can we at least have that between American companies?
I
Again, this is American tax dollars going overseas. Not to mention the $1.2 million they had to have a transgender opera in Sydney.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I mean, spreading the word and just in general making it more
Again, can we
publicly
at least have
acceptable.
it in America?
Well,
For
I
the
think it
love
should
of
be both.
Christ.
Yes. Yeah, it should be in America. I
Yeah,
agree,
we're
Dave, but it
paying
can
for it.
also
We're paying for the stupid bullshit, so
it should be both. Yeah. Yeah, Dave, that does sound lame. Why are we missing out on the fun trans things? I want more fun trans things, but I did end
Alright,
up
how about 1.7 million
1.4 million.
for arts that depict violence against women?
Is this historical art? What
Nope.
these are
Brand new.
this is Oh, well, okay. Art is political and can often convey messages that people don't want to be conveyed at the time of the art being created. So if it's violence towards women, then my guess is the artist is attempting to convey that women are currently going through violence.
It's a trans woman.
That just made me even more confident in my answer. Yes.
Great. You didn't bother to ask the one question that is most relevant.
Okay. Tell me.
What is the most relevant question?
I'm afraid you're going to have to let me know. I'm a little lost.
You ask it. What is the most relevant question?
What is the most relevant question?
Come on, sweetheart, ask it.
Why do I care?
Nope.
Why are we paying for it?
Nope.
Who made the art?
Nope.
Is the trans woman the one being violent? Why are they
Nope.
committing the violence against them? What's the
Nope.
most important question?
Nope.
Well, I'm getting impatient and you're getting impatient. We might as well just meet in the middle and have you tell me the question.
Doesn't even exist.
Does the art exist?
Nope. I made it up.
Okay. Interesting. Ah, so this was a gotcha moment.
I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was what it was.
And it certainly happened the way that it happened.
No, sweetie, I'm done with you.
That's totally fine, Dave.
I don't know what to say about this. I don't know the glory or the whatever. You know what I'm gonna say? This is the last dance. This is the end on the allure of patriarchy. And listen to me well. This is the end of the allure of patriarchy going live. One last stream. Good night.